All right, last episode, the TAB crew was in the building. This time, it's different. A quiet guy with a laptop, a binder, and a list of about 400 checks walks up to your desk. That's the commissioning agent. Some people call him CX. For the next 2 weeks, maybe a month, he is going to test every sequence of operation in this building, one at a time, against the design. And you are going to sit next to him while he does it. Let's be clear about what this is. TAB was about numbers. CFM, static pressure, water flow. The CX agent doesn't care about numbers the way TAB does. He cares about behavior. Does the system do what the drawings say it should do when the conditions say it should do it? That is a completely different conversation, and it requires a completely different setup from you. Here is how to survive it. And more than survive. Here is how to come out of commissioning with a cleaner building than the one you started with, and a CX agent who will vouch for you on the next job. Your 3 jobs on a commissioning project. 1. Pre-functional preparation. 2. Test execution support. 3. Deficiency closeout. Let's take pre-functional first. Before the agent runs a single test, he is going to send you a pre-functional checklist, sometimes called the PFC. It's a list of everything that has to be true before functional testing can even start. Points programmed and mapped. Graphics drawn and navigable. Trends set up. Alarms configured. Schedules loaded. Set points at design. Safeties working. All of it. Your job is to go through that list, one line at a time, and mark it done honestly. If a point isn't mapped, say so. If a graphic doesn't exist yet, say so. Do not sign pre-functional complete on things that aren't complete. Because the moment you do, and he finds one, you have just told him that your word is worthless, and every test after that gets harder. Now, test execution. This is the long part. The agent walks up with a single functional test script. Maybe it says AHU1 economizer test. He's going to force the outside air temperature low, watch the mixed air damper, watch the supply temperature, watch the cooling valve, and confirm the sequence behaves exactly as written. That is not one force. That is a whole choreography of forces and releases that you are going to execute while he watches. You need to have your override list ready. You need to know which point gets forced, to what value, for how long before the next step. You need to release cleanly between steps. And here is the key. When he finds a deficiency, and he will, do not defend it in the moment. He says, the mixed air damper did not modulate on a call-free economizer, and the sequence says it should have. Do not say, it's probably the sensor, or maybe it's a calibration issue. Say, noted. Let's log it. I'll investigate. Get back to you by end of day. Then you actually investigate. Because defending in the moment just wastes his time and tells him you're not really looking.
Here's one nobody talks about. The CX agent is going to find things the programmer did wrong. Sequences written backwards, set points that never got entered, a pump enable written to the wrong schedule. That is not an attack on you. That is exactly what commissioning is for. When he finds one, the right answer is, you're right. That's programmed wrong. I'll have it fixed today, and here's the updated sequence when it's back. Own it. The controls techs who argue about programming errors during commissioning are the ones who have to come back 6 months later anyway. Third job, deficiency closeout. Every finding gets logged. A CX log entry has, roughly, the point or sequence involved, the observed behavior, the design behavior, the date opened, and then the closeout, which is what you did to fix it, when you fixed it, and the retest result. He is going to send you a running log, probably a spreadsheet, maybe one with a couple hundred rows on a real building. Your job is to walk that log every day, update your column, and push back items that got closed without a retest. A deficiency isn't closed just because you changed the program. It's closed when the test that originally failed now passes. That is a big distinction. Do not let items get closed on your word alone. Now, some things the CX agent doesn't know that you do. He is going to ask you to force things that the hardware can't hold. Force outside air temp to 25 for an hour. You can do that on most BAS, but if your BANet priorities aren't set right, the force will release the first time anyone writes to that point through a schedule or a sequence override. Tell him. Say, I'll force it at priority 8, and the sequence writes at 16, so it'll hold, but let me confirm before we start the 2-hour test. Another one. Sequences of operation are rarely programmed exactly as written. They're interpreted, and some of that interpretation is legitimate field adjustment. If the design sequence says the economizer enables below 65 degrees, but the building actually needs it to enable at 60, there may be a real reason. Walk him through it. Don't hide it. He will note it as a deviation, document the reason, and it becomes part of the record. Hidden deviations come out 6 months later and look like cover-up. One more. Trend logs are your best friend during CX. The agent is watching in real time, but a well-set-up trend lets him go back and see what happened at 3 in the morning when nobody was watching. If the operator asks, "Did the morning warm-up cycle run right?" the answer is in the trends, not in your memory. Set trends on every sequence he's testing at 1-minute intervals, and keep them through retest. So, to recap, commissioning is a test of behavior, not of numbers. Pre-functional, sign it honest. Test execution, run the forces cleanly and don't defend deficiencies in the room. Closeout, retest before you close. Do that, and what you end up with is a building that actually does what the drawings say, a controls program that survives the next tech size, and an agent who knows you are someone who takes the work seriously. That's it. Good luck out there.